I love it. Okay, so I'm so excited to do this interview with you, Sue. You are just one of the best people I know, and literally you make me laugh every day. So I'm so excited that the healers get to meet you and listen to your story because you've been around this industry for a long time. So you've definitely seen some amazing things and some down things as well. So I'm just excited for you to share your story. So we are live in the Slay Your Brand interview series, and we're interviewing Sue Henry, who is correct me if I'm wrong, but started with the Moneymaker branding kit and then moved into platinum client with Marina. So I'd just love to hear your story, Sue, if you can just tell us a little bit about how you found Marina and how you got started.
I had been following Marina for several years. And actually, I was in the same network marketing company as she was a long time ago. And I met her at a couple events, and we just really hit it off. And we would sneak out from everybody else and go sit outside and chit chat and just connect. And she's so real that I just love being around her. And it's like one of those people that you feel better when you walk away after having been in their presence. And that's one of the best ways I can use to explain how I feel about Marina. But network marketing wasn't my thing. And so I reached out to Marina when I knew I was going back to speaking. I've been a speaker for a couple of decades, and I have courses, I've been teaching people how to do it and everything like that. And I had taken a year off because I had created a program that actually I did so much work that I got burned out. And so
Yeah.
I reached out to Marina because I loved her marketing style. I loved her messaging. I love all the things that she does because I've been following her and I'm a part of the elite healers. I pay for that and everything because there's so much value there. And and so I asked her if this was only, the moneymaker branding and the thing she was doing, if that was only for network marketing. And she said, no. She jumped on the phone right away. She said, no, it's not all about branding your business, whatever your business is. And as someone who coaches speakers and now especially coaching people who want to be on podcasts, it doesn't make any difference what your business is. It was brilliant. And so I was embraced in this incredible community and I feel like I'm home.
I love that. And you're like the mama to everyone. You're always there, like answering questions in the Leader Lab and Moneymaker Branding Kit. I'll just tell everyone we had a challenge that Sue won for Moneymaker Branding Kit, and she's actually gifting it to a few of the other ladies that participated. So, I mean, they're just so excited. You have such a kind heart, and we're so grateful to have you. And just tell us a little bit about like your mission statement and what that was like coming up with that, with like your first session with Marina.
Well, first I have to tell you that my husband had said if I can't figure out how to start making money again, I was going to have to start milking cows. And that's not on my chosen career path. I mean, a good wife would learn how, a smart wife knows better. So I had to figure this out. And so I don't know if anybody else can rate, but the mission statement, Marina and I had this conversation and she came up with my mission statement. And I absolutely love it. It's I give women the tools to speak their way to success while building an unforgettable reputation. Because it's all about
Wow.
reputation, it's all about influence. And then all of a sudden, once you get to that spot, you're going to have people, instead of cold calling, they're going to be cold calling you saying, oh my God,
Yeah.
would you grace us with this? Would you help us with this? And it's a really, really cool place to be.
Yeah. And so you're attracting a type of person that really wants to create that unforgettable message and that unforgettable brand for themselves as well, right?
And plus I'm attracting people who want to speak. So whether they,
Yeah.
so it's not your introverts who just want to sit behind a computer. It's those who want to go out and they really want to create that that persona and that personality and that celebrity in their,
Yeah.
and that's who I get to attract. And I mean, their ideas and everything are so phenomenal. It's a blast working with them.
And so when you came into the Moneymaker Branding Kit, I remember like you knew you wanted to coach speakers, but you hadn't quite developed the program you have together now. So I'd love to hear like that journey from like the Moneymaker Branding Kit, like learning the systems and the tools from like working with Marina, Marissa, and me, and then now you've got this amazing program. So I'd love for you to like tell everyone what that journey is and how you got to this program you have, which is helping people get on podcasts.
So and it's not just getting a podcast, it's actually making money from being on podcast.
Yeah.
So I went into the Moneymaker branding kit, and I had been exposed to branding before, but it was always like about being pretty, the pretty logo or something. It didn't, and to me it was just like fluff, whatever. Let's just get to the real stuff. Well, with the Moneymaker branding kit, it was obviously totally different, and that was why I was so attracted to it. So first of all, Marina sat with me and we said, okay, who do you want to attract? Why? Who were your ideal clients? Because I already had a client list that I'd worked with. She said, who are the people you loved working with the most? Because you don't want to attract the other kind, right? And then the second part of yeah, I mean, those are usually the people who are at our house on the holidays, right? So at any rate, did I say that out loud? Okay.
You should tell everyone how many kids you have and your influence over them in a minute.
Okay. And so then from there, Marissa takes it, now that we've got the mission statement, and then she sent out, like different color palettes and different fonts and things like that, and to try and get an idea of what would suit my personality that would blend and be cohesive with the message I wanted to send, as well as attract the eyeballs of those people so they would see my message. And so working with her with a blast, so she took my pictures and she created all this other stuff and made me look larger than life. It's really cool. And I love sending out my emails because there's my beautiful little email header, but it's for LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and all of these things, and it's cool. Plus then the templates, so that when my VA goes in and she's creating my post for me, she pulls off these templates and then everything is branded that way. And I love that because it's helped me really create that and have that following that I didn't before, because I didn't have continuity in how what I was doing was being presented. And then Candace, you're kind of like the mortar. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
I'm like,
I love HGTV shows. But the mortar, and so what Candace did was she came in and she taught me Trello. See, one of the biggest problems I had is that I was losing leads. I didn't know how to follow up. I would write them down on paper. I had pieces of paper everywhere, but there was no follow-up. There was no system. And I'm talking about the leads before they ever sign up for something where they're on my email list. And I was losing thousands and thousands of dollars every month because of this. But she came in and she taught me how to set up a Trello board. She had a sample and that we could copy and then make it our own. So now these people aren't getting away. I'm sorry. You are on my list and you are on my radar and you are in the laser. And until you say, go away, I don't want you anymore. You're kind of stuck there, and it's been really powerful, and it's because of the Trello board and being able to tap into those leads and follow up in a way that is intentional and deliberate and strategic. Then all of a sudden, I've got those people going onto my list. Those people are signing up for free, for a call with me, and I'm getting actual paying clients out of it. And so that's what was, the other ones were all about being pretty, but this is pretty plus so much more.
Yeah, right.
That's what I love.
And I feel like for us, what our main goal and mission was really like, we're not just going to show you like, here, go and create this brand and then hire somebody else to do it. Like, we're actually in the trenches doing it with you and for you, especially like the whole brand creation, the mission statements, the Instagram bio, the highlights that you've got on your Instagram, everything, teaching you how the whole system works. And like, your VA is absolutely doing amazing. You teach us so much, but did you have a VA before? Like, you probably have had one in some sense, but I know when someone told me to hire a VA, it was like, okay, so what do I actually teach them to do? So what was that experience like for you?
So I've had one in the past, and I didn't know how to train the person to do what I wanted. And so you've heard the expression, a lazy woman cleans her own house, because it's too much, to teach the kids how to clean the house and the husband and everything like that. So you just throw up your hands and you go and you do it yourself. And that's kind of where I was at. So I'm paying this person and I'm doing the stuff because I haven't been able to figure out how to create a process to make it happen. But with you, and with the systems that Marina has in place, so all of a sudden when we got to Trello, I had a clear vision, especially with Marina's 333 of what to do. We personalized those messages, and we personalized them based on what was the end result. What did we want the person to do after they got the 3-day message, the rip off the band-aid message? What was that I wanted them to do? Because it needed to be a strong call to action, and
Mhm.
there. And so then what happened was, because this board was in place, now all of a sudden, when I brought in this VA, I knew I wanted the person to do Canva. I knew I wanted the person to do social media posts. I knew I needed SEO because I do a blog every single week. And so when I went in and I started looking for a VA, I knew what skill sets I was looking for, because that's really
Yeah.
important. And I think that if there's one thing I can tell you, if you've got somebody who's doing really analytical kind of stuff, and somebody and then expect them to be good at creative, it's probably not going to work. You're probably going to need two people just because of their skill sets, because I don't want them just to do the job. I want them to love what they're doing and be excited about it. So they're excited about coming to work every day. They want to stay working for me. And that's going to show up in the work that they create and the posts that are out there.
Yeah, definitely. And how much time has that saved you? Like every week, I mean, for me, before I even had a VA, now I have a whole team. And I teach the team and I help people in the Moneymaker branding kit, with these VAs, like get connected with them. And, I have a couple now that are really great at graphics, and like I can say to them, can you go search keywords? And they will just know how to go and do that. And like, it's just having that support to know that you can be like, hey, can you go and do this? So I know you said the other day, you actually, if you're not sure how to do it, you'll go tell them to watch a training or something, and then they'll end up helping you put that together in your business, right?
Right. And I've asked Marina, so like on the 333 and a couple of other programs on Marina's Pinterest, I asked Marina first, could my VA go and watch that training? I'm not Pinterest, Instagram. And I've got to tell you, I've never watched the Instagram, and yet my followers and everything is increasing because of what my VA is doing. And so she's 100% in charge of that. So like she's in the Philippines, so we have 14-hour time difference. But she said, "Okay, Sue, I need a short video with you in it in order to, for live tomorrow. And then, oh, I need another picture of you smiling." I always smile, so I don't know why she had to stay smiling. But so she'll tell me, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need. And so the last thing she did, this is really powerful. I'm not a techie. I'm a talker. My company is Henry Talks, and perfect, right? But I wanted, so I saw someone, Jen, her ad where she's got the PDF that's scrolling, and she's been getting really
Mm-hmm.
good results from it. I didn't have a clue on how to do that, so I turned it over to her and said, "Do you think you could do this?" And I pay her for the time she takes to learn this stuff, and she created it. We got it up today on my ad and got it all approved and everything, and now I've got
That's
it in
amazing.
and I'm really excited. And so she has saved me not just so much time and work is in trying to create stuff and come up with ideas, but all around. So her big job
Yeah.
every week is the goal is to reach out to enough people where I have 4 to 5 appointments booked for 30-minute strategy calls every single week. And
Yeah.
so she asked me, so today she said, "Where are we at?" I said, "We've only got 2." She says, "Okay." So then she put a lot of focus on that because it's our number one priority. And then I got 2 more today. So then she'll work on that again this week. So I'll end up having more booked. So again,
Yeah.
it's my goal is to have my VA be an income source, not an expense.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I have, because of those calls and the conversions into new clients into my program, I've actually made more than what I have paid her.
Absolutely. And you have been booking 5 calls every week consistently. And I love that you said that you have a goal with her, like have that strategy with her. Like when I work with my VAs, like on different things, I'm like, okay, this is what we need this week. Like these are our priorities. And then I have a different VA that will do my blog. So I'll be like, hey, this is what I'm going to get you to take over, and like with content research and all that sort of stuff. So you can start to really get really smart about how you are working with your VAs, but it always starts with that 333 and getting those people booked on the phone. I know with Moneymaker Branding Kit, I just redid the whole entire flow, which is actually showing them how to rip off the band-aid on day 3, but then the conversation that comes after that to get them on a call. And I think that was a key thing that was missing for a lot of people that don't necessarily know how to have that conversation or where to take that conversation. But you've been really natural at it. So booking those calls, has it been just really super easy, or is there a specific like thing that's worked really well for you?
I think it's worked really well because we talk about being a guest on podcasts, not about having your own podcast. So we've got a message that right now is working really well. We've had to tweak it a few times.
Yeah.
And then on the 333, after she sends that message, she'll see if they say no, then she just kind of moves them into not interested. But, otherwise she moves them into me follow up. And so today I had 2 people who said, "Oh, I'm already a guest on podcasts. I don't need any help. Thank you." And I said, "I am so glad to hear that you were crushing it and getting all those leads and making that money on podcasts. Isn't it just a blast?" And one woman came back, she says, "Well, I'm not really actually making any money or getting leads. Oh, would you like to have a discussion about how maybe you could turn that around since you're already getting these podcast appearances?" Well, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I should.
And that's like I love how you firstly said that you tweak the message, because sometimes, like when we are given scripts or anything, sometimes we do need to see, okay, is this working? If it's not working, let's shift it a little bit and change it. What would work now? And I do that all the time. I'm always testing different messages that are working, which is why I can update these scripts so much, because I'm continually growing and evolving. But I know for you, like you've had to tweak it and now it's just working really well. And all you have to say is like a key one-liner. Okay, well, is that working for you? You're getting a lot of leads and income from that. So I love that. It's just a natural.
And I don't like to say, "Oh, are you getting leads?" because that makes it sound, I like to say, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome that you're getting all those leads and sales." And now all of a sudden they realize what they're missing and what the
Yeah,
opportunity is.
exactly.
So I think there's a little bit difference in psychology. But the other thing is we found that, I know that some people, what they've done, because I've seen this when they send messages to me, is that they'll put their question and then they have the calendar in there right away without me ever responding. And the problem that with that is it comes off as so salesy. And so we don't do that. We make sure that they respond back and we're having a little bit of a conversation. And I ask them if they would like to book an appointment before I give them the link to the calendar.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the tweaks that we made as far as not just sending it right away. And that's made a big difference.
Yeah, I love that. And for like anyone that doesn't sort of know what we're talking about when we say booking calls, this is how Sue has been able to grow her coaching business. So tell us, how many private coaching packages have you sold with this system, with your VA,
With
in the last 60 days or so that you've been really
So
successful with it?
when I did the challenge, I ended up with 3 at 297, and then with just the 333 and 3 at 997.
That's amazing. So you've definitely paid your VA more than enough. You made that money back, right?
And then the other thing is that for every person who comes in as a client, she gets a bonus. And I make sure that she sees that and she has access to the board to see who our clients are and everything, because then she sees the end result of the 333. So if she knows she's going to get a bonus if somebody comes on a call and then they become a client, she's going to overlook them being so mundane and boring and keep doing it because it becomes more of a challenge where she wins too.
Yeah, I love that. And that's motivation to obviously get more clients for you, because I think 25 US for them is like a lot of money, right? It's life changing, because a lot of my, VAs, I will help them out with clients and I'll be like, you've absolutely changed my life. And they might have 4 or 5 clients, but they're so grateful because they're being paid in US. So it's just amazing. Like that. I love that you've got that incentive with your VA, and I love that you're working so well with her. And how many hours a week are you actually saving, do you think?
Oh, she's working 25, and I'm sure. Okay, so I don't know how many hours I'm saving or how much sanity, but I will admit that there are afternoons when I can sit down with a trashy romance novel and read it because she's doing that kind of a work, and I don't have any appointments scheduled right then. So that I like that a lot. So it just kind of cuts me some slack. And
Yeah.
I'm not hustling all the time if I'm hustling all the time, I've got desperation breath, and anybody can
Oh,
sense it. And I don't care if it's desperation breath because you're trying to get a sale, desperation breath because you're trying to get things done, desperation breath because too many things are falling through the cracks and you feel disorganized. I mean, people
mm,
can sense that. But when you're at peace and you're calm and you're confident because all of the pieces are working together, people are going to be more apt to say, "Holy smokes, I want to be able to have a business where I'm not like a chicken running around without my head, you know?" And I love that.
yeah, and that's such a big shift for so many people is like once you can shift into that, not always chasing your tail and being like, okay, I need to do this post and I need to post this to my Facebook or Instagram or stories or, I need to now like go in 333 and then you just get to the end of the day and some people are working full time and they're just exhausted with all the other stuff that's going on in the world. It's exactly like what you say. Like you can take an afternoon off because you know that you've got your VA like helping you out with that. So I love that. So tell us a bit more about how you help people make money with being a guest on podcasts.
So I have the system that's called the lead, seed, and feed. So whether you're speaking or whether you're on a podcast. So the whole point is, first of all, creating your lead magnet. So I help them do that. And it's different than most people think of a lead magnet because what happens is when you opt into a lead, when you're speaking and you're talking about your thing, and then they opt in, if you've got 3 points on your lead magnet and you've already talked about those 3 points, the next emails they get from you aren't going to be related or cohesive with it. So there's this disconnect, and they're gone before you have a chance to build a relationship with them and nurture that. And so I teach something different, and I actually write a lot of it for the person. So it's only 2 pages at the most, but then we take 3 talking points and I help them kind of create their talk and their story out of that. And I teach them how to seed. So you don't just at the end say, "Oh, well, here's my free offer," because nobody listens. So what you want to do is you want to create the drool factor. And so today I'm going to be
I
talking
could just imagine you demonstrating that soon.
like I said, at least I got my teeth in or I would be drooling. But so anyway, so you want to seed it. So those of you, if you're speaking, it would be like, today I'm going to talk about or so today I'm going to be talking about some points for my free report, top 15 tips to speak your way to success. So the first tip we should talk about is tip number 2, and then you go into it. Then you go in and you go, so let's move into tip number 5 for my free report, top 15 tips to speak your way to success. And then from there, you want to be very subtle. And so you want people to realize that you've got so much more to offer on this free report, but we have to do it in a way so they don't know that's what we're trying to do. So you wear a watch, and most podcasts, they also do the video, and you look at your watch, I'm looking at the time right now, and I know we only have a few minutes left. There's so much more I'd love to share with you and so much more value in this. But let me go to the last point. The last tip from the top 15 tips to speak your way to success is, and then you go into that tip. So when you go in and you start talking and you say, if you'd love these tips, and then you go in and you have your, how did they get it? You're going to have a much higher number of people who opt in because you've created that drool factor. They think, "Oh my gosh, if everything else was that good and the stories made me feel like I was a part of the story and not just hearing a story, how much better is this?" So now you've got this lead magnet of 10 or 15 things. Now what you do is you create your email sequence and you go in depth on each one. So they've already opted in because they like it. Now it gives you a chance to nurture that relationship with the same content that they actually signed up for. So over the next 2 months, you can build that relationship. And that's usually email 6 or 8 is between 6 and 8 is when the sales start happening. But then you can
Yeah.
take same content and repurpose that into lives, repurpose it into your blog, do all sorts of things with it. So I teach those things. And then
Yeah.
the final thing is that once we've gotten all that together and I've helped them create, the email for them asking to be booked, then I go and I find 10 podcasts that have an audience, because we want them to speak in front of audiences that are filled with their ideal humans, not.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's basically what I do.
And you're helping them get on those podcasts that aren't just like, hey, I'm just going to jump on a whole bunch of podcasts that don't make sense to my brand or story. But one of the things I do love about you, Sue, is you help people really connect to that story, and you really help them emotionally connect to it so that when they're telling that story, it comes across. So I think that we all need to be better at storytelling because when we're talking to anyone, whether it's someone for our coaching business or network marketing or trying to sell a product, we need to connect to that story, and we really need to get that message across. And I love how you help your clients do that. So where can we find your best tips, or do you have like a free guide or something that we can give to everyone?
I've got 4 tips that it's free in my PDF, and I think you will love it because it'll really help you get started. So if you go to suehenrytalks.com/podcast-4-steps.
I will get you to send that to me, and we'll put it into the description so that everyone can go check that out after this.
It's just a freebie, but you'll get some really good content from that. And like I said, it'll be a great stepping stone that can bridge the gap from where you are to how do you make this happen for your business. Because what really shocked me was in Podcast Trends Report at the end of 2019, they published a report. They polled all of these people who listen to podcasts, which are a lot of them. And of the people who responded to the survey, 56.4% of the respondents said that they had bought a product or service after hearing about it on a podcast. That is huge.
Powerful. I love that. And so we just need to know how to get on them. So definitely go download Sue's free guide. And I'm just having a little look at some of the comments. So if anyone wants any more information on the Moneymaker branding kit, and I think there was a question like how to get a VA. Yes, we set you up with VAs and teach you how to train them in Moneymaker branding kit. So everything Sue's been talking about, amazing things with her VA. We did teach a lot of that to Sue, but Sue's obviously taken that and she's made it her own as well. So you can absolutely do that too. So I've just loved doing this, and I'm just going to put what was your www.suehenry?
Yes, suehenrytalks.com/podcast-4-steps.
Cool, I'll put that in the chat. All right, I've loved talking to you, Sue. You're amazing. You make me laugh every day, and I just love working with you. And if anyone wants any information, just pop MMBK in the chat, and Marissa and I will reach out to you. Have you got any final last words, Sue?
You want to get the branding kit. I tell you, it will be the glue that brings everything else together so you can finally have the success that's maybe been eluding you. I'm serious. And I'm not getting paid to say that.
No, no, definitely not. No.
Not like there's any money getting slid under the table, Wait
till the event.
So thank you so much, Candace. You were just a delight. I always have so much fun when I'm hearing messages or leaving messages for you, especially farm stories and things like that. So it's so fun to be on a podcast and have or in an interview like this, because people actually listen to you, because I talk at home and they look at me like I'm brain dead. It's just really fun.
With your 6 kids. I love it. Well, you've been so amazing. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.